All right, welcome to the Kelly Palmiter Talk Show. We're still workshopping that name, but I like it. All right. So there's a lot of buzz going around about this crazy thing called Derecho. If you haven't heard about it yet, you're about to hear all about it. I got my boy Tommy here. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to hear all about this. And you are creators. You and your team of people, me included. I'm super excited. We're really taking the world by storm. Oh, don't worry, it's gonna get worse, but better. All right, so let's do this. First of all, hey man, tell me what is Derecho? What's happening?
So, Derecho is, well, essentially it's a storm, combining all types of different winds, all types of different air pressures, and the idea is we have so many independent studios, independent teachers, and combining everybody from the west to the east to the south to the north together to create a very powerful storm, which is what a derecho is. It also literally means the word right, the path of right.
Oh, okay.
You know, but it literally means taking a right. We took it on the other hand, a right path of everybody coming together and building a better, let's say, not that it's a bad environment, but a very happy, friendly environment where everybody knows each other, understands each other, they understand the world, and just creating a very, very good atmosphere.
Oh, I like that. It sounds really inclusive, dude. I'm super excited about that. I really like that. So, okay, so where does that connect to between, and I didn't even know that that's what the name meant. I'm excited to learn that. But how does that connect to, what is it for? Is it for dancers? Is it for automobile people? Like, where are we going?
First of all, I'm so happy that he's interviewing me. I love him so much because I do not like interviews. I had to say that in this, so at least there's some comedy hour. I had to say it. I'm so sorry.
Listen, and while we're being honest, I had to put pants on. Like, this is crazy sauce right now. I love it.
I got my slippers on. Anyway. Oh.
Okay.
It's for everybody. It's to build continual education, not only for the pros who are teachers or professional competitors. It's also for the students or the amateurs for continual education. And that doesn't necessarily mean just dance training. It's not a dance camp. It's understanding, if I'm in amateur, let's say, class, it could be no movement, and it could be understanding what tempis are. Do you know what I mean? What is the difference between closed and open? Because sometimes newer people don't know that. Or in the higher levels, if we go to closed gold, what is allowed versus open gold? Because it's not that, just education in general, and/or, night sessions. What is available to them? As if we go to the pros, a better way or efficient way to do things more efficiently. If they want to do multiple comps or to know what is out there of how they can become more successful, having that offered to them in that world, in that way. But also the whole entire point of that is to strengthen the NDCA, the National Dance Council of America, to where they have all these great tools that a lot of us don't know about, and we need to educate our independent students and the teachers or whomever, and just kind of continue education. I do it all the time. Do you know what I mean? And there's still so much I don't know, but you look at a registrar or scrutineer, what do? Come on, buddy. How about? This is Sebastian. But to have that opened up, or one person might know everything, but might learn something small from it, or a Q&A. What does the NDC do in the meetings? And we don't know.
So it's really like education and etiquette, and it sounds like you're going to be doing all kinds of things, not just for amateurs. So you're going to be running 2 tracks, right? One for amateurs and one for pros.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So for the pros, that's more where I was at that point in time, like just understanding where the NDCA is standing, why the rules changed to make it more fair, for the students if they're in bronze or closed bronze or closed silver. Understanding, because sometimes, things do change, but every year everything changes. You have inflation, stocks change all the time. Why doesn't theirs flow? And we get frustrated sometimes at that, but there's always a reason behind of why something happens.
Yeah.
So sometimes we get frustrated, or maybe not frustrated. Maybe that's a negative term. We don't really use negative terms here. But if we understand and we're able to communicate to somebody and have the explanation, it's okay because we were able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that also brings us all together. In the pros, you're going to sit next to another pro that you may not know, but you're going to end up knowing by the end of it. And then the amateurs or the students, however you want to call it, you know what I mean? They're going to sit next to somebody they may not know, and maybe build a friendship. At the end, then we all come together and we can mix and mingle, and we just become a stronger group. We also might not have been put in front of the person who's getting the education at that point, to where now we can talk to them, and that is another open, that's another security for us to feel safe in this world, because it's a big world, but it's also small. It feels small sometimes, and nobody should ever feel small.
I love that. I also want to point out that it's not only a room for pros and for amateurs, and that both people get education, but at the end of that, what are you doing? You're bringing them all together for a mixer, right?
Bringing them all together for the mixer. For the Millennium, we're doing a soft opening, so that won't happen. But the idea is, yes, there will be 7 hours of training for the amateurs and the students, and the pros on the other side. At the end of the day, we would open the doors, and everybody mixes and mingles, and they could talk to the educators, the pros, and whomever we met. And it becomes a nice setting and a safe setting, which the NDCA has created a safe setting since the beginning. We could just keep on expanding them.
I like it. Speaking of expanding, what's the big goal? What's the big picture? What is everyone trying to achieve with this?
Everything. No,
I like it.
It's kind of never ending. The first thing is to build camaraderie between everybody, which I think we have, but it could just be, I think, more. Understanding of the industry, of what the NDCA does, and how much they do protect us, and how much time and effort goes into it, whether if you go for the grievance boards or you go for the competitors, the competition board, or, there's so many boards on the NDCA, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, or any program, DanceCom, DanceCom, or the Dance Vision. There's just so much for everybody to understand, but the whole entire goal is to basically just take a big old bowling ball, roll it with a never-ending stream, and keep on rolling with it. In the way of, you have the education, the understanding, and we keep on doing these camps, which aren't dance camps. Some of it will be dancing, but a lot of it's educational. But then we do Zoom meetings, with everybody quarterly, and we just make sure that we all stay together. And then we support the organizers who are putting on these wonderful events where they put their neck out. We expand the horizons to what is available, whether in any competition. Basically, if I look at you Balboa swing, you're massive in the swing, and we could bring those worlds in. We could just keep on expanding.
Yeah.
It's never ending. It's never ending, but there has to be square one to where we hop on that square and we all come together. And yeah, is it going to be tough? Is it going to be small? Maybe in Millennium? Probably. But at least we got on square one, and then maybe we may be able to hop 2 squares.
Yeah.
Then we hop 3, and then we hop 4. But it's consistent to where at least the understanding, and I know that Derecho has been like, everybody's interested, but it is confusing because of how broad of what we're trying to do. But the thing is, it's broad because there's so much we can do.
Yeah.
But we can't do it, we can't do it, Jenny, and this is a together thing. We need everyone together in order to do something so special. And that's the thing. Why aren't all these worlds together? Why aren't all of us together? Why aren't we pushing? Why aren't we communicating? And the other thing is with Derecho, sorry, I'm going to go on. With Derecho on the website, there's going to be a directory of people who have signed, and we're still working on it. It's going to take some time. But a directory, anybody who's a part of Derecho doesn't mean you change your studio name, you're just affiliated with it. But that being said, if one of my people from Jersey went to Florida and they're looking for a studio, they could easily go on Derecho and there's a studio directory. Okay, they're part of Derecho, I'll call that number and there you go. It's not segregating anybody. Everybody could be a part of it, but it's a safe place for independents. Independent pros, independent students, independent judges, independent educators. You know, we have so much available to us that we're not tapping into. And, you know, there's enough room in this world for everyone. It doesn't matter if it's NDC, it doesn't matter if it's independence, it doesn't matter if it's a franchise. There's enough room, but we have to start doing something with each other.
I agree. Real quick before we finish, just rattle off some bullet points of some of the things. You talked about, maybe we'll talk about Tempe's or we'll talk about other things. What are some other things so that people don't think it's just going to be Tempe's or it's just going to be rules? Like what are some of the ideas that you have?
If in any field, whether am or pro, you know what I mean, they're going to be quite similar. There will be some on a full day or on the soft launch.
Doesn't matter. Just right now, just ideas that you really want to make sure people learn about, right? Like one thing you had said was filling out entry forms. Mm-hmm. Some people don't realize how to do that, so we'll be doing stuff like that. We'll be doing
and not being afraid to reach out to the organizer to do so, or even learn how to. But if somebody's putting fun and saying, you know what, we're all friendly, we all want to help each other grow. Yes, entry forms. And you know, if it's a dance training, I am definitely not going to tell somebody how to teach anybody.
No.
You know, but if I have somebody who's going to do teaching, I'm going to have them feel what they need. Whether, you know, at Millennium we have Emmanuel, do you know what I mean, who's going to teach. Do you know what I mean? It might be a dance training. Am I going to tell them how to do a Cuban walk? I don't think so. No. Not today, not tomorrow, not the next, not in 70 years. But he'll go with dance training. Do you know what I mean? To where he'll get up, you know, people move. You know, Mary Murphy, a Q&A, just to have some questions. And then I'm going to do just an explanation of Derecho in the full on both realms. If it's Rosendo on the next day, you know, it could be on how to become a judge. How are your examinations? How are, you know, what syllabi are you using? Are you using NDCA? Are you using Dance Vision? Are you using this? And what is going to be able to get you to, if you do want to judge, or if you do want to do this, you know, it doesn't matter. We have so many wonderful people who are ready to support us, whether it be Rosendo, Mary Murphy, Emmanuel, Diane McDonald. I'm sorry, I'm using your name, Diane. But, you know, I love training with her, you know, and you know, she's home based for me in New Jersey, but, you know, she handles a lot of the, you know, how to become a judge, or, you know, you just wrote a rhythm book and all this, you know. We have so much in this world of what people have worked for their whole lives, waiting to explode. We just need to be able to reach into that basket and take it, or at least take advantage of it, of what is available to us. And that is something that we are missing, because sometimes we're afraid to reach out.
One last question. It totally makes sense. Man, I'm right with you. That's why I love this. One last question. Why now?
I got bored. No, I'm just kidding.
As if you weren't working enough. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's been on my mind for a while.
Okay.
I am very lucky in this world to walk into a ballroom, even though I'm nervous every time I walk into a ballroom, as many comps I do. But to be able to hug most of the people who are competing there, amateur, like pro-am, and or pro-pro or am-am, it doesn't matter. I'm able to actually give a hug to people who I know do care about me. Pro-wise, I'm very lucky to have many friends on the pro level. So I guess it doesn't matter if it was pro, amateur, if it was pro, am, or student basis. judges, scrutineers, registrars, on-deck captains, anything that you, lighting, or sets, or anything, I'm very blessed that they accepted me, and I'm able to give them all a hug, and I feel truly care about me, which makes me feel safe. It makes me feel special, no matter what comp I go to, which anytime I walk in a hotel and you get that nervous feeling, somebody's liking something, and then you get a warm hug, or you get a hey Tommy. And I think that's what everybody needs to feel, walking to any event.
I agree.
And I just don't think that people have the opportunity sometimes to do so, and I think it's not the industry's fault, it's just because there's some things that weren't available. So the time is now to grow our industry, and I think if that happens, it would just become not a nicer place, because it's already nice, it's already beautiful. It would just become upgraded a little bit.
I like it. I like it.
If that makes sense.
Oh, I think it makes sense. Okay, so other important information. We're kicking it off. We've got a soft launch, right? At Millennium. Very excited about that. That's Hyatt Regency Orlando. We got Friday, June 23rd, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. is going to be for the amateurs. And then Saturday, June 24th, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. is going to be for the pros. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to DerechoDancesport.com. That's DERECHO Dancesport, DANCESPORT.com. Tommy, this is awesome, buddy.
Love you.
Love you, buddy.